So lesson 2, plants, structure and function. So what help us to easily identify the plants around us and which are the various parts of plants. So the root, stem, leaves, flowers, fruits, etc. of different plants are different. We can identify plants with the help of these different characteristics. So in this picture you can see the leaves are different, root may be different, the stem is different. So each plant can be identified with the help of these different characteristics. So let's learn about root. The root, so first we will start with an experiment. Keep a moist ball of crumpled paper in a conical flask. Place some soaked gram seeds in the flask between the paper and glass wall. So observe it. So what we can see that the seeds will start germinating. So here is a picture of germinating seed. So the part that grows from the seed above the soil is called plumule, and the parts that grows from the seed towards the soil is called radicle. So in this picture you can see plumule. So it is growing above the soil and this will develop into a stem, and this part, that is radicle, which is growing down into the soil, will be developing into root. So the root supports the plant. So now let us see. Roots of some plants produce secondary roots. So you can see in the picture the secondary roots. They grow obliquely and spread far and wide in the soil. So we can see these are all secondary roots. They are spreading and far and wide in the soil. This type of root is called taproot. So this is a picture of taproot. So hair-like processes near the root tips are called root hairs. So in the picture you can see this root hairs. Root tip is the region of the growth of root, that is at the tip of the root. This is called the root tip. So it is very delicate. Delicate means it will break very easily, and the root tip is covered by a cap-like structure called the root cap. So you can see the root cap. The root cap protects the root tip from injuries. So you know that root tip is very delicate. So this root cap will protect the root tip. So the types of roots. So there are mainly two types of roots, that is tap roots. So tap roots and fibrous roots. So for example is dicotyledonous plants. Di means two. Seeds divide into two equal parts. The example is pea. Fibrous roots, example monocotyledonous plant. So seeds do not divide into two equal parts. For example corn. So the next is an experiment. Take glass jar as shown in the picture and fill it with 3/4 of it with water. Place an onion on the mouth of the jar in such a way that its roots are towards the water. So observe after 8 days. So what we can observe? So this is the first day and this picture is after 8 days. So what we can observe? You can see thread-like roots arising from the stems. So these are called fibrous roots. So there is another experiment. Sow the seeds of plant like mustard, sorghum, maize, pea, coriander, etc. in an earthen pot. Cultivate the plant for 8 days. Once the plant grow 15 to 20 centimeter high, uproot them carefully while the soil is moist and put them gently in a large conical vessel containing water. The soil will get washed off without any harm to the roots. So observe the roots carefully to see which plants have tap roots and which one has fibrous roots. So here we are taking mustard, jowar, corn, pea and coriander. So what will you observe? The mustard, pea and coriander will have taproot and jowar and corn have fibrous roots. So what are the normal functions of root? So absorption of water and minerals from the soil. So that is the first function of root, and anchoring and supporting the plant. So if roots are not supporting, the plant cannot grow straight. So in plants like maize, sugarcane, sorghum, etc., some roots grow from the stem just above the soil. So such roots are called adventitious roots. So in this picture of this maize stalk, you can see some roots are growing just above the soil, so that these roots are not under the soil. So such roots are called adventitious roots. These roots show some modification to perform some additional functions. So examples are aerial roots. That means it will not be in the soil, maybe in the air. Then stilt roots, runners, breathing roots, etc. The breathing roots are also called pneumatophores. So next is an experiment. We take some water in a small glass jar, put a plantlet in such a way that its roots are dipped in the water. Mark the water level on the jar and add 5 ml of oil to the water. Record the water level on the next day. So this will be what you observe on the first day, and the second day, the next day, it will be like this. So the amount of water is reduced. So why the water is reduced? The volume of water is reduced because the plant is absorbing water for its growth. That means roots absorb water for its growth. So the next question, what would have happened if plants like tamarind, banyan and mango had fibrous roots? See, you know that fibrous roots are weak and these plants cannot survive. That means fibrous roots cannot support this tamarind, banyan and mango. These are all big trees. Second question, what will happen if the root tip is injured? So if the root tip is injured, what will happen? Root tip is delicate and it is covered by root cap. The root fails to penetrate the soil much. So it failed to absorb the required nutrients and the plant won't be healthy. Which types of roots do the fenugreek, spinach and onion plants have? Fenugreek and spinach have taproot and onion plant has fibrous root. Why are the underground parts of the plant like radish, carrot, beet and sweet potato thick, fleshy and swollen? Which part of the plant are they? So observe this picture, carrot, radish, beet and sweet potato. So these are all the root part of the plant. The underground part, that is root, store food in the form of starch. So it is thick, fleshy and swollen. So they will store food. So you know that the stem grows from the plumule of the sprouting seeds. You can see plumule, it grows upwards. The plumule grows above the soil. As the sprouts grow, the length of the stem gradually increases too. So this will grow and the length of the stem will also gradually increases. There are nodes on the stem. So we can see this picture, nodes. These are nodes. Leaves come out at the nodes. So you can see the leaf come out from the nodes. The part of the stem between two nodes is called internode. So this is internode. The part of the stem between two nodes is called internode. The tip or the apical end of the stem is called the bud, and this is the growing end. It grows upwards.